Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel, The Journey to Justice. This is the part 2 of Logan Krutchenberg Anderson, the 16-year-old who fatally killed his newborn. He is charged as an adult, as you know in my last video. Now, under the state law, everyone aged 10 and older is charged automatically as an adult when facing a charge of first-degree intentional homicide. The judge, his name is Thomas Vale, who cited the seriousness of the charge and the likelihood that Krutchenberg Anderson could decide to flee rather than face a mandatory life prison sentence if convicted. Now, this little baby girl was born on the 5th, 2021, but other reports say the 8th, but you know how it is. Sometimes they put the wrong date in. So the 5th of January, 2021. In a bathtub. Now, the age of the mother, she is 14 years old. So she is just a kid herself. He is 16. But maturity-wise, I don't know who is the mature person out of the two. But remember, guys, she's the one that called him. Now, if she hadn't called him over, you know, things could have been a little different. Did he know she was pregnant? Or are they all in denial? Now, I don't really know that much. How did the parents not know she was pregnant? Where were they at the time? Why did she feel that this was the only option, random option at that? And when did she tell her parents that she had gave birth? You know, all these questions that have not actually been answered at this time. So, you know, there's a lot of questions here. What was going on? Who knew what? Who planned what? And was she involved in any way? Or what she said about their options they discussed were the options she thought was going to happen. Well, we'll have to just wait and see on that. Just because she's 14 years old doesn't mean that she is in denial. And that was her only options at the time. It's just it's a moment of madness. You've got to be so frightened, scared, or so disgusting that you could do such a thing. Now, after the arrest, well, you know, her father called the police at 1:30 a.m. and said that she had gave Logan the baby, and they haven't seen the baby since. I'd like to know what the father knew, or the mother, you know, their mother, either mother. Logan had also told the police he had given the baby to a friend, and his name was Tyler, on the same day, January the 5th. So if she gave birth on January the 5th, and how long did they discuss their options? Was it right away? Was it an hour or two later? This baby was found with no clothes on. No blanket, no clothes. Just put in a backpack like trash. And it's really, really cold in winter. So this baby was also freezing to death. So he had told the police that he gave it to the baby to a friend, Tyler, and he had also given Tyler $60 to take the baby to an adoption agency in Madison, Wisconsin. Now, why would you do that? I mean, that's what he told the police first off. However, Logan could not tell the police Tyler's last name or where he lived. Other than Broadhead, he said he met Tyler on Snapchat, and he drove a gray Chevy Equinox, stating that he gave Tyler the baby in a park in Albany. Yep. And then he says he has since blocked him on Snapchat and can no longer reach him. Agents from the State Division of Criminal Investigations and the FBI interviewed him. That's Logan. He told them that he went to his girlfriend's home on January the 5th, and she showed him the baby, who she named Harper. See, she had already named her baby Harper. So she already had a name picked out. Was that the spur of the moment? Or she knew for a long time she was pregnant and just hid it because she named the baby Harper. With them discussing their options, why would she name the baby? But she did. So Logan said. After they discussed their options, he would drop the baby off somewhere. He put the baby in a small backpack and walked to his mother's home, and then put the baby in a bigger backpack and left. He said he could hear the baby crying. Well, she would be. She's a newborn, she's hungry, and she's freezing cold. So maybe his parents weren't home at the time. I'm not sure of the time of the day this was, but it was daytime. I don't know when she gave birth, what time, or anything like that at this time. Now, Logan was seen on CCTV camera. There is a picture of him walking one way with a backpack on his back. And there was another photo where he was walking the opposite way, coming back from the woods. He walked into the wooded area, placed her in a small, snowy area, naked and crying, and he walked away. And this made him break down and fall to his knees and cry. He knew leaving her that she would surely die. But his story does not ring true, because when the investigation team detectives got there, there was casing of a bullet next to her. She had been shot. Not only shot, she had been shot twice. One gunshot was to the forehead. Another juvenile, must have been his friend, gave the police a firearm that Logan had gave him on the Friday. And this was consistent with the casings that were found near the baby. Now, there are some safe places for newborns. If anybody's listening or knows somebody that might be in this situation, please tell them, because this is not the way to go. This is not the way to go. If you are in fear of telling your parents that you are pregnant, or you know you can't keep the baby, or any situation that you're just scared stiff, you must tell somebody. You must. Safe Place for Newborns, an organization that strives to save newborns in danger of abandonment, help their mothers, has information on safe haven laws, and support for those in crisis. And that number is 877-440-2229. There is another hotline, maternal and child health hotline, pregnant women, mothers, children. That is a 1-800-722-2295. Safe Haven Law, created in 2001 for newborns under 72 hours. Now, your newborn must be under 72 hours for this Safe Haven Law to protect you from any criminal charges, but your baby must be 72 hours and under 72 hours. I must stress that. You can leave your newborn baby that is less than 72 hours. You can leave, must be left by the parents at any EMT, hospital, fire station, without legal consequences to the parent. If you know anybody in this situation, please tell them about the Safe Haven. Because we know that children that are pregnant, for whatever reason, anything could have happened to them. They're in denial. And they just don't know what to do. And the only option is to disregard them as nothing and abandon them. And of course, the outcome is death. They go and hide them. They just go and hide them and hope it goes away. You can save your newborn from death. You just go to a safe place and drop your baby off. But like I said, your baby has to be 72 hours or less for you not to get charged with any legal consequences. But just say your baby is more than 72 hours. Please go to a hospital and explain to them what happened and seek help. Seek help for yourself and seek help for your baby. So, I cannot stress that enough. Now, Logan is being held at the Juvenile Detention Center at Rock County, Wisconsin. Now, his lawyer is Guy M. Taylor, the public defender, and he believes that he will file a petition to have the case handled in juvenile court. Now, this little baby named Harper had dark hair, and they say she weighed around 7 pounds. He says, heartbreaking, the defense lawyer said. This case is hard to bear as any in his long career. He said, allegations in the complaint are really dreadful. It's heartbreaking, he said. The whole case is just heartbreaking. But the young people involved in this case also contribute, and it's heartbreaking as it is, and that the 16-year-old is really not appropriate for an adult system. The juvenile justice system is not soft on crime. So I hate to see a 16-year-old in the adult system. But, you know, he's been charged first-degree intentional, and in Wisconsin, it's automatic. But you can plead your case to have it in juvenile system. Wisconsin's criminal justice system automatically places 17-year-olds in adult court. But state law says anyone 10 and older who is charged with first-degree intentional homicide must start in adult court. To move the case to juvenile court, the lawyer, Guy Taylor, and his client have to prove to the judge: 1, Crutchenberg Anderson could not receive adequate treatment in an adult criminal justice system. Transferring him would not depreciate the seriousness of the offense. It's not necessary to keep the case in adult court as a deterrent to keep the other juveniles from committing similar offenses. The preliminary hearing was held on Wednesday, on the 20th, and it was held at 10 a.m. by Judge Thomas Vell, and he has a YouTube. And as soon as that the hearing was over, he deleted it. So guys, you can't go back and see it. So it's Green Court in I think that's what it's called, in Albany, Monroe, Wisconsin. And Judge Thomas Vell has a YouTube, and he live streams his hearings. So, but he will take them down later. So if you do want to follow this case, you must go to his channel when cases come on and video it. So this is the second part of Logan Krutchenberg Anderson, the 16-year-old charged with his daughter's death. And let's follow this case. And I don't know what happened when his girlfriend, who is 14 and he's 16, what happened when she called him over and showed him the baby and says, look, I've just given birth. She by herself, she was all by herself, and of course she was 14. And they discussed their options. But I'd like to know how long for. I mean, they're saying that it's not her fault. No, it's not her fault. But the thing is, the baby is dead now. It's somebody's fault. Where did he get the firearm? When did he pick the firearm up? He went to the house. He went home. So where did he get the firearm from? Was it from her house, her parents, or when he went home and got a bigger backpack, was the firearm taken out of his parents' home? Or did he get it from somebody else? But he didn't have much time to do a lot of stuff, because he went from her house, he went from his house to her house, from her house back to his house, to the woods. And in that time, he had got a firearm, and then at some point got rid of the firearm and gave it to his friend. And of course, we all know now that he made up the name Tyler and the car, and this person taking it to an adoption agency. So I don't know what state of mind this kid is in. Is he, well, I don't know. Is he a nice person? Is he immature? Is he got health problems, mental problems? You know, all those kind of things. Didn't know what to do? I mean, there's a lot of people that do this kind of thing. When you're 20, 30 years old, let alone 14 and 16 years old. Do you think that he should be tried in adult court as a 16-year-old? Or do you think he's where he should be in the adult system? Now, if he's convicted, it's a mandatory life sentence, and that is 50 years. 50 years. That's life. Leave your comments. And if you get any more information, drop your comments down. Let's have a discussion about this. We're going to follow it. And don't forget to like and share the information that's in this video, especially the safe haven laws for babies, for newborns under 72 hours. And the helplines that you can reach out to anonymously. You don't have to tell them, but you need to seek help for the baby. If you don't want the baby, just seek help and take it to a hospital and tell them your circumstances, and they will get some social workers there, and they will get some health care for the baby, and you can go from there. You won't be in trouble. You will not be in trouble. Even if your baby's 72 hours old, if you take that baby, do not abandon it after 72 hours. Take it to a hospital and talk to a social worker. They will help you. Don't abandon your baby after 72 hours. Seek help. And thank you guys for stopping by. And don't forget to like and sub to my channel. And I'll see you in the next video.